Okay, if you are in 7 Excel, we are working from the Advanced 2 textbook. If you are in Math 8, we are working from the Course 3 textbook. We are doing lesson 6.1, example 3, and it can be found on page 245. So on Monday, we were dealing with relations. What is a relation? A relationship matches an input with an output. It pairs an input with an output, or an X with a Y. And then yesterday, we wanted to know if that relation was a function or not. So we had to look at all the inputs and make sure we didn't have any duplicate or repeating inputs. Because with a function, every input has exactly one output. Or another way of thinking about it is has only one output. So today, we're going to do those two things, but we're also going to describe the mapping diagram. So the book gives us a mapping diagram that looks like this. Input, output, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 30, 45, 60. And remember, the number of arrows that you see is the number of ordered pairs that you have. So if I have 4 arrows, I'm going to have 4 ordered pairs. Okay, so my first ordered pair. First of all, we want to know, is this a function? Is it a function? So the first thing we're going to do is list our ordered pairs. We're going to have 4 ordered pairs. We have 4 arrows, 4 ordered pairs. So 115, 230, 345, and 460. So this is what we did on Monday. We created ordered pairs from a mapping diagram. Now we want to know, is this a function? So we need to look at just the inputs. Do I have any repeating or duplicate inputs? Do I have any duplicate X's? No, I do not have any duplicate or repeating inputs or X's. So this is a function. This is what we did yesterday. Now today, we're going to describe the mapping diagram. So that means we're looking for patterns. So my inputs from 1 to 2, plus 1. 2 to 3, plus 1. 3 to 4, plus 1. So it looks like we have a pattern. As each input increases by 1, as each input increases by 1, so it's either going to be increases or decreases, and by how many? These are your key words right here, increases or decreases, and by how many. So as each input increases by 1, let's take a look. Plus 15, plus 15, plus 15. The output increases by 15. So here again, it's either going to be increases or decreases, and by how much. So we describe the input and we describe the output. As each input increases by 1, The output increases by 15. So this is the new part for today. Let's do another one. The book gives us a mapping diagram that looks like this. Input. Okay, we use our arrows to show how the input matches or is paired with the output. Since I have 4 arrows, I'm going to have 4 ordered pairs. And the first thing we want to know is this mapping diagram, is this relation a function or not? So the first thing we need to do is create our ordered pairs. Since I have 4 arrows, I'm going to have 4 ordered pairs. Okay, now we want to know, is this relation a function or not? So I'm going to look at all of my inputs, because in a function, each input has only one output. So do I have any repeating or duplicate inputs? I do not. We do not have any duplicate or repeating inputs or X's. So this is a function. But now we need to describe this function. So I'm going to look at my inputs first. 3 to 4 is +1. 4 to 5. 5 to 6. Okay. As each input increases, because it's getting larger, by 1. So when you write it, it's either going to be increases or decreases, and by how many? Let's take a look at what our outputs are doing. 36 to 48, 48 to 60, and 60 to 72. So as each input increases by 1, the output increases by 12. So here again, this will either be increases or decreases, and by how many? So that's it for today's lesson. All we're doing is describing the mapping diagram. As my inputs either increase or decrease, by how many? The output increases or decreases, by how many? That's what we've got. Okay, in the chat, I want you to give me your level of understanding. A 4, I totally get it. I can teach it to somebody else. A 3, I get it. A 2, I kind of get it, but I need to practice. Or a 1, I'm so lost. Let me know where you're at in the chat.